The good news is I did search for Career Cup website. This is the website. Unfortunately, this site is down, but I found its historical link, which is having data of past 15 years. The data is available, but it is no longer active website. However, these questions are evergreen. I was mentioning you, right? So when
Yeah.
you target Amazon, you just need to click Amazon, and same for Google, any such companies. Uh, so here you will find from all the jobs, but most of these belong to technical things. So I just kept as it is. Uh, Today, at least a few questions I'll just give you like how candidates to prepare for using this website. Secondly, what are the common mistakes as an interviewer or maybe the candidate both makes? Usually, I'll say from the candidate perspective because that's what we need to work, right? So let's go with a problem and then you'll understand. Since you have learned about hashing, I'll start with the United States question.
We didn't fully learn about hashing. We're still learning.
Okay, no worries. We are not
Okay.
going to do any coding now. We'll first do
Okay.
some brainstorming. Here, the intention is to give you what best you need to do in the interview. Let's open this question. There are 15 comments for this question, 16 answers, right? So first of all, let's understand question. You have a matrix of integers, right? How to represent a matrix through two-dimensional array. Okay. It can be having m rows and n rows. So it is a two-dimensional matrix or an array. And this is the input matrix. And they also give you another input, which is a pattern to be searched for. It's an extension of searching. What are the ways to search an array? You might have learned that. One is
Like linear search?
linear search, second is binary search.
Binary search.
Yes. But that works if it is a one-dimensional array easily. Now here you have a multi-dimensional array, right? You need to repeat. So easiest way is using brute force solution. You need to repeatedly apply linear or binary search repeatedly. But understand, here you are not looking for one element, but 9. So maybe you can search for 9 first, wherever you find 9, and then start looking for the remaining things like this. This is the answer. If, again, here also you can find the same. Second pattern. You understand, right? So this is the pattern you need to find. And this pattern is available here and here. Sorry, only one place, middle one, right? So now, how do you solve it in 20 minutes time? So 16 answers are there. The common mistake everyone makes during that interview time is, this is what. Don't go by the comments. They are just understanding purpose, but these 16 are not authorized answers. Okay, these 16 are just inputs from the passionate people like you. Those who are preparing or maybe those who has some knowledge, they are giving their comments. But these are not final answers. Final answer is something we need to find our own. But these 16 are not final answers. That's the first mistake. This assumption is something people always make while preparing. They'll simply go through the 16 answers and assume that this is the answer. No, I'll correct in next few minutes. But I would like to walk you through their answers first. They're saying there is, I don't think there is a clever algorithmic way to solve this. If you say this in the interview, we are gone. Never say that. You can say politely, I I know only brute force, but there could be other solutions, better solutions. That's absolutely fine. But if you say like this, it is showing some attitude or maybe half knowledge, right? We didn't do enough research and we're simply saying that. Never do that. Okay, so that's the difference between being humble versus knowledge is second priority, but this attitude is first one. So, be careful with your words. And he has given a brute force solution, same as linear search. Go find each row where 9 is available and then search further if available for the pattern. We'll see the code later, but right now let's dive deep through others code, others solutions. Many has given their own code, but 90% of these are brute force solutions in different programming languages. And see, this guy is better than the previous. If there are no restrictions on the language to be used, he's also giving the Python. See, but it is again brute force. And this guy is trying another, the replier has given something better. It is like a 2D pattern matching problem. Brute force will lead to more complexity. If we use string pattern matching, if you know, that's good. If you don't know, no problem. We'll first learn the strings and then come back to this. But right now, try to go through these all comments to give some inputs uh, to the interviewer. So he has given two solutions. One is brute force. Second is some algorithm called KMP or Rabin curve. You will learn in next semester about these algorithms. In I think there should be a course on algorithms, analysis and design. So design and
I
analysis of algorithms. Do you have now?
I think so, but I have to check.
Okay. Let me know if you have.
Yeah.
We'll anyway learn all those. But right now, he has given third solution to Ravencurve or KMP or brute force. So this guy will get an edge over others. But he didn't write any code. Still, he will get more weightage compared to others. The reason is he at least tried to attempt something beyond one solution. So both are important, quality and quantity. But out of all, interviewer will ask you, which one do you want to write? Even if it is a brute force, that's okay. But if you write that logic correctly, that is what you need to keep in mind. But you should first answer this. What is the difference between these three algorithms? That ideation is something important. Okay, we will learn that. But here, as I said, I would like to walk you through this problem and the way how the interactions are happening and how we need to approach to the solution. And I have given those all ideas with time complexities. Okay, but I didn't write the code yet. I'll give you the code too, maybe by the next session, or I'll do it before the session itself. at least for a dozen plus problems from this website. But right now, I want to give you, this is the one which as an interviewer, I always look from the candidates. I don't care too much about the code if you answer me like this. I'll give 80 or 75% weightage to these answers. And the remaining 20%, I know it's hard to write code accurately in the interview. But at least brute force is pretty easy to write. But in the real world, it takes nearly m square into n square size time complexity, which is really not good. Same with
What
the
is N and what is M?
number of rows, m, m number of
Okay.
rows, n number of columns, rows
Okay.
and columns. So it's nearly m square by n square in the big code terms. Same with Rabin Corp. It's not a great algorithm for this case, but better than previous. KMP is the best. It always gives you m by n. Means a square is gone, just m into n. This is the best string pattern matching algorithms. We can apply the same for other. Now we need to explain to interviewer how this time complexity analysis has been come. Because unless you understand the solution clearly, you could not explain this. So this one takes, interviewer will try to spend around 10 to 12 minutes for this aspect. Once it is done, he will give you a choice. Which part you want to code, which of this one. Whatever the one you like, you can write, whichever is simple. As I already said, 4 to 5 lines, that is good enough. That core logic is good enough to do that. All these good news is all these algorithms can be written using recursion or maybe a for loop for this one. So recursion, understanding recursion is always hard, but code is only 4 to 5 lines, hardly the core code. So that recursive call is something you should remember, understand, and you should remind before the interviews. That's why this is one of my classic interview questions. Uh, Similar ones could be asked. Maybe for one, this is a little complex. Maybe one-dimensional string matching pattern is another common interview problem, which is also same solution, KMP. KMP algorithm in a loop is this one. Without a loop is the common one being asked in hundreds of times in the interviews. So that's why I put such questions. I told you, right, 30 solid questions are enough. So KMP is covered through this question. If you solve and understand this problem, all these three solutions, it is indirectly solving around 20, 30 pattern recognition problems. So in this 4,000, already 20, nearly 20 problems are duplicates of this problem. Okay, so this one we will cover on Monday, but right now I would like to walk you for other problems. Let's go and see another one. First, prioritize the questions asked from US or Canada. Mostly you will find US rather than Canada, but you can, for now, you can ignore other countries, but start with US or Canada interview questions. This is a basic US question again, asked in US. The reason why I'm saying US is I don't have any discrimination about the country, but 90% of the Canadian employees work closely with US teams. So the interviewers also could be either from Canada or from US. So that's the reason where US and Canada questions are pretty much relevant to your interview preparation compared to India, because no interviewer from India will conduct interview to you because of time zone difference. Okay, that's the reason I'm saying it's. But usually, most of the countries follow same pattern, but US and Canada questions are almost near perfect to your experience. I mean, to your interview experience because you are attending from Canada. So this one is Another easy one. Do you know what is arithmetic sequence? Arithmetic sequence means
Like it comes one after another? Like it's countable?
correct, but this is very preliminary one. Usually arithmetic sequence can be like this, like this. This is arithmetic sequence. You might
Like
have
same
studied it.
increments. Yeah.
Yes, yes, same difference. Difference is always same. Now the question is easy if it is sorted. How do you find whether it is an arithmetic sequence or not? That's the question. How do you say? You take same as bubble sort, write two for loops, and in each loop, sorry, not even bubble sort, one for loop is enough. Or maybe two. Oh, ideally one. Just do this difference and then just do this difference. And if both are same, good. Continue that until the last difference. If all differences are same, it is an arithmetic sequence. If not, return false. But interviewer is not interested with the sorting. He would want you to create some complexity like this, or maybe like this. It is also easy. It is in reverse sorted order, but this one is random. These numbers are randomized, but if you sort them, it creates an arithmetic sequence. So your answer should still be a true. So how do you solve this? Just idea. That idea is enough for them to give more weightage because ideas win first.
Like you could use like merge sort or something to sort it.
But the interviewer says, don't sort. Without sorting, you should find. That's the challenge. If you sort, it's pretty easy. He doesn't want you to sort that, but you should find whether it is an arithmetic sequence data or not. It's very simple. You have an area in your house area. House numbers are random. You should find whether all belongs to the same area or not.
Like assign a number? Like or like yeah, like assign like a certain number or something? Like
You,
indexing something?
yeah, but it's you don't even go that level. It's pretty easy because you know the difference is same. You know the difference is same, right?
Mhm.
I would say I'll give you an hint. Sum of all differences is what? Number of elements, right?
Yeah.
Number of elements minus 1 into difference
Y minus 1.
because the number of gaps, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But number
Oh,
of
okay, okay. Because
differences
you're
are only 9.
comparing two. Okay,
There are
yeah.
9. So what is the total difference? 45, right? Adjacent
Yeah.
elements difference is 45. But that 45 can be achieved by subtracting between larger value and smaller value.
Mhm.
Larger is 45, smaller is 0. Similarly here, 19 minus 1, 18. That's the difference. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 into 9, 18. Similarly here also. Find the smallest value in one iteration. Again, write another for loop to find the largest value in the array. And between min and max values difference should give you
Divided by
that,
n.
yes, divided by n,
Okay.
n minus 1 I feel, n minus 1 not n because
Of
Number of
comparison,
gaps,
yeah.
yeah. So 10 elements, 9 gaps. So 18 was the previous example, or 45 was the previous one. So that's some hint interviewer gives you. Or if you at least mention that, he will be impressed. And rest is just extending that and complete the code. I will discuss that again in the next session with the code, alternative approaches and all. But hint, I just gave you hint. I would want you to just brainstorm and then come back. Some solutions are correct solutions are available here. But as I said, we should have all the alternative solutions with the time complexity, not just one solution. Okay. So that's important, which I'll keep adding similar ideas first and then write the code in the notes. I think by end of our sessions, our notes will be more than 300 to 400 page minimum notes we will get, because the coding, each program will take at least 1 to 2 pages, and we will be talking 30 to 40, at least 30. And each problem has 3 to 4 alternatives, at least 2 to 3. So it will easily go beyond 300 plus pages. But it doesn't matter. By next session, I will have to cover at least 10 such problems. But I want to switch you today the way how to prepare from this website. And I believe me, thousands of candidates have got the job just by going through these 4,000 questions. I did myself 2,000 plus 16 years ago, not in 16, 2009. Yeah, 2009, 15 years ago. I started practicing. 2000 was the number by the time, and now it is 4082. So many of those are duplicates. So I did almost all 2000 with alternatives and all. Trust me, still today I'm still passionate to do the remaining 2000. But most of them are duplicates. But still I love solving those. And it's for Amazon, because I got Amazon for those 2000. And Google, if you do Amazon, 1000 of the Google questions are almost covered. The remaining 140 or 200 are around bitwise operator related questions. That's it. Remaining all are almost common in both. But don't worry about number. I'll I'll cover at least 30 questions which would cover 1000 plus from this list. And in this 4000, 1000 plus are already for SD2 or SD3. They are related to large scale system design and all. They are not required for you. For you, from this 4,000, only 1,000 are good enough for interns. For SD1s, full-time employees, maybe 1,500 are enough. But out of those 30 solid questions, will cover 1,000 plus. That's what we are going to cover in next 10 to 20 sessions. That will end off our part one. Part two will cover all 4,000, or at least, if not the design, at least another 30 or 40 set of questions, which are even more hardest to cover any kind of interview, including Google, Microsoft, all these companies. But part one is to cover up or to balance where you are. All right, let's go and see another problem. This should be easy for you. This one. Find the maximum depth in a binary tree. It should be done in your assignments.
Yeah,
Yeah. Can you give me idea?
I think it was done in class. You just have to find the longest length, right? Or
Right.
longest path of the tree.
Correct. How do you do that? In order, right?
Um, yeah.
In order. Similar to that, you just need to write this logic in the interview. That's it. And explain with a diagram. It's
Okay.
probably it's Java code, but same as C++. What he's doing, he's calling max height left subtree, right subtree recursively and comparing the height difference and continue doing it. What is max height? It is the one being called recursively. Max height is calling again and again by changing left and right. and increase number one at each level. So code is one line, hardly 3 lines. That's it.
Yeah.
Interviewer cares about 3 lines. That's what. 3 questions are the easiest ones to answer, but you cannot get the answers in the interview. You should prepare well in advance. Okay. So see, anywhere you can see, it's a simple recursive call, calling itself. That's it. Here it is the recursive, exactly same. It is C++ style. You need to write this code in the interview. That's it.
Why is there +1?
Because we are moving to the children's.
Next level? Okay.
Yes. So I need to add one because I have already completed traversing the root node.
Okay.
Good question. This is what interviewer asks you. But you need to explain with a tree diagram,
Yeah.
all that. Yeah. Cool. So I know you will do well in the trees, but that's why arrays are most difficult compared to trees, especially one strings and arrays. That's why the two-dimensional array matrix problem is more difficult than others. I could keep talking to you, but I would want you to play as well like this, go through answers and understand how they are thinking. And you should have those thought process plus your own solutions so that you will beat your competitors easily. Okay. Do you feel confident with this site?
Yeah, a little more.
Yeah. And this site is unfortunately no longer exist, but this one made our life easy. Okay. It doesn't matter if thousands of people go through this site. Doesn't matter. But what matters is how do you do well in the interview? How much preparation did you do? And suppose if two, three candidates are doing same way, no worries. Interviewer will put them refer them for other teams. Okay. Suppose there are 2 jobs to his team, but another 2 candidates, 4 candidates did well. So he will pick 2 and the other 2 he will refer to other teams. So no need to disappoint, even if more candidates are doing equally well. But what matters is it's not that easy, Rishita, to remember all 4082 solutions
Mm.
during that pressure. Okay. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about the internship. I'm talking about next 15 years of any day you will get interview. These are not the end. Even for SD1, SD2, SD3, principal engineer, or even vice president, it doesn't matter. These should be known to them if they are going to a development teams. Okay, because their answers speak volumes about their practice and hard work. Otherwise, they cannot do well in the job because interns do well with this. And if the manager or vice president do not know this, he could not do well. So that's why having solid fundamentals, being a student is good. And I don't limit you to Amazon. We will go through all these, but start with this. But the next target is Google. I will target the questions which are common between these two companies because I am very confident someday you will crack Google job at US. Because a lot of my friends and colleagues are in Google who are who has been gone through only this list. And this is relatively easier than 4,000. So just because Canada doesn't have that many Google interviews, we shouldn't prepare a strong notion. You have easy way to go to US and get Google. We will work on that by the time you complete your university. But keep in mind, someday Google will be your company. But right now, since Amazon is popular in Canada, start with Amazon, but don't give up on Google. Microsoft and all will be having similar questions across. So no worries. If we target these two means 5,000 plus, all questions are already covered. All right. See you on Monday with more exciting
Okay.
problems and solutions. Any questions do you
Okay.
have?
No.
Is it much interesting than the behavioral
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
But I am telling you, right, it is only 33%. Behavioral one is 66%.
Yeah.
So we have no choice but,
Yeah.
having good right attitude. This learn and be curious is part of those behavioral things, right? If he asks you what things did you learn newly, you can mention proudly saying, I have solved around thousand problems from Career Cup website, which is completely outside of my studies. That way, behavioral and technical are covered. Okay, cool. See you on Monday.
Yes. Thank
Monday,
you. Bye.
5 p.m., right? 5 p.m.
Uh, yeah, I think 5 p.m. worked.
Yeah, 5 p.m. should work. Okay, cool. See you.
Okay.